Hey, what's up everybody? It's Nutshot, and boy oh boy does it feel good to be back on the PlayStation Network. It's been a long month for us PlayStation users, but we're finally back up in action. It's been about almost a week now since we've been live again playing, and things seem to be going pretty well so far. They had that little, trouble at the beginning with everybody resetting their passwords and stuff and clogging the network, but other than that, it's been pretty much smooth sailing, so I'm pretty happy with the way everything's been going. Let's just hope from here on out we don't run into any more problems and we can continue to game happily. In this commentary, I'm going to touch base on just a couple things. I want to talk about one thing to do with the welcome back package that we're getting with the PlayStation Network. I'm not going to go over everything, but there's just one thing I want to ask you guys. And then I'm going to share a little story with you guys if I don't talk too much and run out of time before I get to it. So, what I wanted to ask you guys was, if you are PlayStation users, you've probably heard some detail about our little welcome back package we're getting, and we are supposed to be able to choose 2 games out of 5 games to download and keep forever for free. And those 5 games are Dead Nation, which is like a zombie game with an overlook view where you're running around killing zombies and shit, and Wipeout HD, which is like some crazy intense racing game. I haven't really ever played it, but I've watched some gameplay of it. Some Stardust HD game, which is like, I guess it's like Space Invaders on crack or something. I don't know. I didn't really watch too much of that, but it looks like it's some shoot 'em up space game or some shit. And then we got Infamous, Little Big Planet, and what was the other one? Did I say them all already? Let's see. We got Wipeout, Super Stardust, Infamous, Little Big Planet, and Dead Nation. Yeah, that's 5. So, what are your thoughts on that? Are you guys going to be downloading these? If so, which ones are you going to be downloading? And that's all I really wanted to know. Because the reason I ask is I kind of was not too happy with this selection. I mean, I know they're doing their best to make us happy, but it's like, I've played through Infamous, so I have no interest in playing that again, especially with Infamous 2, in the mix, and Little Big Planet 2's out, so I really have no interest in the first Little Big Planet. And I mean, I might download that Wipeout game just because it looks insane. I've never played it, but it looks like it might be a little bit of fun. And I guess maybe the other one I would download is probably Dead Nation, just because I love anything to do with zombies. So let me know what you guys are going to pick to download, if you're going to download any of them at all, and if you're happy with the selection we got, and if you're not happy with it, let me know what you maybe would have rather seen in the selection. So, that's all I'm going to say about that. I really don't want to talk anymore about that, so I can get into my story so I know I won't run out of time. So, this story is going to be a good one. Most of you guys probably don't know that I play the drums, and I've been in a band for a couple years. I'm no longer in the band because we just kind of all quit playing together. But I was in this band for probably 3 years, and we got pretty big in the St. Louis area. We've played at like all the venues and opened up for some pretty big bands. And there is a specific show that I want to tell you a little story about. So I'm going to go back in time a little bit before this show. When we first started playing as a band, I thought, if we're going to be doing some touring and playing a lot of shows, we probably need to get some sort of transportation vehicle that can haul all of us. So I decided that I would buy a big GMC conversion van and, lug all our equipment around with that and stuff like that. So my buddy worked with the guy at AutoZone who happened to be selling, it was like a 89 GMC conversion full-size van, one of those big-ass vans. It was really nice, but the funny thing about it was this van, not stereotyping, but I bought it off a black guy, and this van had 20-inch chrome wheels on it, and even the extra spare tire on the back was one of the 20-inch chrome wheels. So I had 5 chrome 20s on this van, and it was a pretty sweet van, I'm not gonna lie. I had a lot of fun with this van. So we were playing a show at a place called the Creepy Crawl, which is a venue in St. Louis, Missouri, and we loaded all our equipment and gear inside, and we're waiting to go on and play. We were like the 3rd band out of 5 bands to play, and about 20 minutes before we were supposed to go on, I had to run out to my van to get something out of it. And I had it parked in a paid parking lot that was like maybe a 1-minute walk from the building. It was like right around the corner. It wasn't far at all. We unloaded our equipment, then I went and parked the van over there and, you know, paid the money, and that was that. So I go out to check on my van and to get whatever I was going to get out of it, and the van was gone. And there's a little like chain that was like blocking the entrance and exit to this parking lot, and the chain was like laying on the ground like it's been ran over. So I run to the attendant who was supposed to be watching it, and I was like, where the hell's my van at? You know, what the hell? Where did it go? I was freaking out. And the lady was like, I don't know what happened to it. So obviously at this point I realized that my van was stolen, and I guess it's my own fault. With if you're from St. Louis, you'll know that it's probably not good to leave a car with 20s on it unattended, because people like to steal that shit. So our van had gotten stolen about 10 minutes before we were supposed to go on and play. And now luckily none of our gear was inside of it. Like I said, all of our gear was inside already. So we had to go on and play our set completely bummed out, knowing that our van had just been stolen. So, you know, our singer was on the mic, and he's like, before we play, we just want to tell you guys that our van literally just got stolen out of the parking lot. So if anyone here can help us get home tonight, it would be greatly appreciated, because we had no ride home. We had all of our equipment and no way to get home. So luckily there was some generous people there that helped us load up some shit in their cars and gave us a ride back home and stuff like that. So after the show, I called the police and filled out a report and stuff and said my van had gotten stolen. And a couple days go by, and I finally get a call from the police saying that my van had been found in North County, which is a very bad part of St. Louis, and the wheels were gone. What a surprise. Not like I knew that wasn't coming. So I go to this pound where my van is, and there's my little van. Well, not little, there's my big-ass van, sitting there with no wheels on it, looking sad as can be. And they didn't take anything else out of the van. There was still some CDs and stuff. All they took was the wheels. So I ended up having to spend like $300 of my own money to get my van back into my possession that was stolen from me, which I thought kind of sucked, but I guess that's how it works. So lesson learned: if you're ever going to be rolling around on some sweet ass dubs, put some wheel locks on there or some shit, because people will gank your shit in a heartbeat, and if they want them bad enough, then that probably won't even prevent them from taking them from you. But if you ever had anything of value stolen from you, you know how much it sucks and how much of a hassle it is. And yeah, that's my sweet story of my van getting stolen. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I forgot to mention, this was on my other account, my NUTSHOT'S account, which is my 15th Prestige account that I started originally playing Black Ops on before I started using NUTSHOT again. And I am fully aware that I did not capture any flags, because we pretty much had 2 out of 3 at all times, and you don't want to dominate because they spawn everywhere, and I have 8 defends, so I guess that pretty much makes up for it. So with that being said, you guys have a magnificent weekend, and I will see you guys next week. Peace out.